Hello everyone, my name is Brian Plumbo. I'm currently a fifth grade teacher at Mardick Elementary in Penn Manor. Prior to that, I taught for 7 years down in Virginia, the last of which was at a STEM school, which is where the majority of my background knowledge and experiences come um, as far as STEM goes. I was born and raised in Lancaster. I graduated from Penn State in 2009, and I currently live with my wife, Lacey, and son Liam in Manheim Township. Um, my hobbies, I'm an avid sports fan, and I'm also a very hands-on DIY type of person, love home renovation projects and things of that nature. And my all-time favorite cartoon, I'd have to go with Fred Flintstone for sure. My definition of STEM when I first started teaching was basically I thought it was a project that had to involve math or science, and it also had to have a moving part in it. Since working at the STEM school and attending different professional developments on STEM, it evolved a little bit into the incorporation of science, technology, engineering, and math that solves some sort of problem or challenge through planning, revisions, building, and reflecting on the effectiveness of solving a given problem or challenge. I think Vasquez's definition of STEM from the text, I liked how she also included the word rigor into it and relevant learning. The other thing I found in the videos plus the text that we read was that idea of the 21st century learner being wrapped up into STEM education. Um, I also a couple of times she had mentioned that interdisciplinary approach, breaking down the barriers of just teaching in isolation science or math or technology. Um, I also think that I would revise my definition now. I like how she made the point that STEM education doesn't have to be all four things at once. It can just be science and technology, or it can just be math and science. That's something that I guess I didn't take into account. I thought to be STEM, it had to be everything going on at once. So beneath my definition here, I have an example of a lesson that I've used every year for the past 3 years during physics, which is, showing that mechanical energy potential changing to kinetic, and my kids launch a marshmallow um, and create catapults to launch a large and a small marshmallow. So basically, they have to identify the problem, they have to brainstorm some possible solutions, and then create the solution they think is best. Testing the solution, they actually launch and then they measure, which is where some of the math comes in, and then they make that evaluation of the solution to see how they think it went and what they could have done differently to make it better. And then there's always like a self-reflection rubric involved in my STEM projects as well. So for the practices incorporated according to Vasquez's chart here, I've hit a lot of the engineering, I feel like, with that lesson. The technology I felt like was lacking a bit, especially becoming aware of new technologies available. That project really doesn't lend itself to my kids reflecting on how to use new technology for sure. The math was some of it was there with the reasoning and the using tools strategically, but the math was lacking a little bit too in comparison to the engineering and science. Why do I think STEM education is important? Basically, anytime that you can do project-based learning within the content that we teach, I think the students are automatically learning real-world problem-solving skills to go along with the content required to learn. My experiences with STEM projects, it takes that project-based learning just kind of a step further with that engineering part of it, and really challenges students to apply problem-solving skills. I think the video summed it up best, where it's saying that current jobs are looking for innovators, and children growing up in this STEM education are the ones who are going to be creating and be more marketable to employers looking for innovators coming in out of college. Um, I also thought that the anecdote that the Stacy Green from the text told about parents expecting worksheets to be coming home and they thought that she wasn't teaching them when really she was encompassing so many more things than just isolated math skills on a worksheet with the example she gave of the collecting data through her STEM project. I really think that STEM education is how we're shaping kids to figure things out on their own and develop those higher level thinking skills. Overall, my goals for this course, I want to continue working towards my master's in STEM education, develop some new techniques that I can use now in my classroom as far as STEM projects go, maybe set myself up for the option of becoming a STEM teacher someday, and then also integrating multiple subjects seamlessly while sticking to some my current pacing guides, not just using STEM during science. Those are my big four goals for this course.